Hey guys, this is Ameritrash telemarketer with another review on some Arc'teryx product. This time I'm reviewing the Beta SV pant. I was very excited when this pant came out because I need a pant. It's a hard shell pant that I can put on over my soft shell in a pinch. If I'm gonna go out and I know I'm gonna need a hard shell, for instance, I'm like downhill skiing or sled skiing or doing something like that, I'm gonna tend to just wear a pair of snowmobile bibs made by Climb. I haven't yet found a pair of bibs that I like for that purpose. It's durable, but that's another video. Point is, I bought these pants because when I ice climb and I ski, there's times when I would like to be able to put on a hard shell over my soft shell. And I also have a pair of 3/4 length puffy pants I made a video about that I felt like for an emergency, or if it starts snowing, or anytime that you want a hard shell, but you're not convinced you're gonna need a hard shell all day. Or for instance, like say if I'm ski touring and I get to a ridge and it's super windy, maybe I want to put a hard shell on over, but to get up to that ridge might be 2,000–3,000 feet of climbing. I don't really want to be wearing a hard shell because I really enjoy the benefits of a soft shell for its breathability. Or for instance, if I'm ice climbing, I actually almost exclusively ice climb in soft shell pants. I use the Gamma Guide, which I love. But I get up to a climb and it's running, then I would like to be able to pull out a pair of hard shell pants and protect myself from a running ice climb. I can easily do that with my jacket. So my jacket, I use the Alpha SV for ice climbing, and I use the Ski Guide jacket, the 2025 Ski Guide jacket for skiing, but there really isn't a layer that I can put on over my ski boots that's made out of Gore-Tex. So when this came, the reason for that is it has to do with around your cuffs. So the ski boots are too wide, and so if you look at the other products like the Beta pant, and I haven't tried the new Arc'teryx Alpha FL, I think, which both the Beta SV and the new Arc'teryx Alpha FL released in February, and they both come in the short sizing, which is a necessity for me because I'm 5'7", 185 pounds. My waist is a 33. So anyway, these pants come out. I'm like, dude, the website says these are great for ski touring and also for ice climbing. I'm like, dude, this is the answer to my dreams. But immediately I could kind of tell, wait a second here, how are these gonna be good for ice climbing? Because if you have a really baggy pant, like a pair of ski pants that are baggier on the cuff, you're just gonna shred these things when you're ice climbing. So I was kind of like, but let me give them a shot. At the very least, they're gonna be awesome for skiing. So I get them, I order a medium short, which is, usually I'm a medium in pants for most things, but the medium was too tight. So if you're a 33, 34, don't even try the medium. Just go straight to the large. So I had to send them back. They just weren't happening. So, too tight. Anyway, so I send them back. I get the large short, super stoked. I go to a ski trip down to Silverton. It was dumping. We got really good snow. And so when one of the days, the first day that I arrived, it was clear, and then the next day it was a storm. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try these pants because Silverton's a good place to try them because you're gonna have to hike, but you're not always hiking, so it's just a good application for this new pant. And I wore them one day, and I already put holes in the cuff from my skis. Now I was skiing 33 or 30 millimeter underfoot skis, so. And it was wonderful skiing. I might edit in a clip of that. But nonetheless, one day on a pair of $500 pants, you come back and a pair of pants that were marketed for skiing, no doubt, and you slice holes in them. This is inexcusable. My Rush soft shell pants, which I really love, I've been skiing these a lot. I ski like 80 days a year, but any day I go uphill or backcountry, I wear these skis. There's I have no slices in these because they use the right material. These pants, here they are right here, already got tore up. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I'll try to show you guys close to the camera. I mean, that's one day of skiing with these pants. So you got ski pants that are, going to get destroyed if you ski in them. And these pants also, for ice climbing, they're way too baggy around the cuff. So, things I loved about them right off the bat, they're 100 denier, which is what I would like to see in a pant. But I was also confused that they didn't have full side zips. So I was like, well, what were they thinking? Like, what was this really for? And I don't really know what the design team was thinking here. I think they were thinking like it would be good at everything, but yet, like, the Beta series is like a pair of pants that's like, Beta is supposed to be like the all around, okay? Sure, so if it's all around, then you would think that you would, for the amount of money that these pants cost, you would use whatever material you used on this pair of pants, which is the Rush soft shell, or like if you look at some of the other ski pants that have a cut-proof material, you would include that here. Maybe they thought it would make it heavy or something, but the other issue is, so like I don't really know why there's pockets here. Now, in my ski guide jacket, I love to have a million pockets and, be able to layer and everything. But in these are really like a pair of pants that are gonna sit in my pack, come out and go back in the pack. They're not something I'm gonna ski in as a primary ski pant if I know I'm gonna be wearing Gore-Tex. So there's maybe they were thinking that by omitting that cut-proof material, they were gonna save weight, but then why put pockets? Like, just because pockets are marketable? I don't know. I'm never gonna use this pocket. And then even if you were going to use these pockets, they didn't put a tether for an Avi beacon. So maybe if I was skiing in these, I put them on and I wanted to, have better access to my beacon, which I normally keep right here because there's a tether in the Rush pant, which is great. They didn't include that. So not sure what the deal is with the pockets. To me, I would just like save weight. I mean, maybe it didn't add that much weight or save manufacturing expense here and actually do a proper cut-proof material here. The other issue is like, these are marketed for ice climbing and backcountry skiing. Well, I would like a pair of pants that I can put on while I'm wearing my skis and while I'm wearing my crampons. So that means that these, as good as these are, which I will say, like if you don't have crampons on, and for skiing it's less of a big deal because in skiing I can pop my skis off and pretty easily put these pants on and pop my skis on. But for crampons, you can't do that. So I think what they were thinking with this is that they're like, well, let's not do a full side zip because they're gonna make the waist more comfortable because the side zip kind of makes a weird thing with the zipper. I get that. So maybe I get what you're thinking, but the problem is that for this application, I'd really rather sacrifice that. And I think there is a way to design, to design a pair of pants that maybe the zipper could come up back here and then the belt is more in the front, but I'm pretty sure there's a way we could do a full side zip and a good belt because you guys did do a good job on the belt. I like that belt. And it came with some really badass suspenders, which I took off and put on my Rush soft shells because they didn't come with suspenders. I bought Dynafit suspenders that I didn't really like, and the Arctrex suspenders are awesome. I think you guys should include that or sell that as a standalone product. I think people would love that. But at any rate, so, if you look at how to put these on, like right now I'm in my living room and I don't have boots on. And it's still like, this will just give you an idea, like there is no freaking way. I mean, maybe if I'm like super, super careful and I sit on my pack, I could put this on with crampons on. But like, I don't know. I mean, I can't say 100% hate that given the fact that it's got such a good belt. I found that I didn't need the suspenders and I'd rather just use the integrated belt that they have. But if you look at this, so here they are. This is how I would use them over my Rush soft shell. They're just super, super baggy, which is great if they're going around my ski boots, but as long as they're cut proof. But if I'm gonna ice climb in these, that's insane. Like maybe they're thinking that I would tuck these into my gaiters. I don't know, but there's no freaking way I'm ice climbing with baggy like ski pants. So I was like, well, what are you guys thinking? And then you have this product here. So this is the Gamma Guide, which the Rush soft shell and the Gamma Guide are not available right now, which are, to me, are like the best pants ever. I don't know why they're not selling these, because you'd think that this is just a home run product, but this is what I ice climb in. I also have the Gamma MX. I find myself ice climbing in these. The Gamma MX, not so much. I think these are a better pant. So if you look at the way they handle this, is you've got this zipper around the cuff right here. And there's a lot of pants that do this on the market, but basically the idea is that if you're gonna be ice climbing, you can zip this down. And I just love, you know, I think if they were to update this product, it would be great if they used the same like cut proof material that they did on the Gamma or on the Rush. But either way, like this you can see the days I ski in them, I've kind of, you know, put somewhere, but not so bad. But this is a nice rigid backing material. And because of that, it keeps them really close to my boot or to my, they're not baggy. So I don't tear them up with my crampons. Normally I always tuck my pants into my integral gaiter in my ice climbing boots. I used to wear gaiters because I just destroy my pants. These, I don't need to do that. So I was skeptical at first, but then I like really fell in love with these pants. So why not, for the Beta, which is supposed to be an all-around pant, use a system that if I want to make these, because if I want to ski in these are designed to be able to ski in. Why not do this where if I want to put these around my ski boot, I just unzip this, right? And then I can put these around my ski boot. Why not do that with the Beta pant? It would solve a lot of problems, and then I actually could use them ice climbing without destroying them. So unfortunately, you know, I like a lot of the stuff Arc'teryx makes. I like how they sew, like they've got a great manufacturing process. I'm not trying to shit on Arc'teryx today, but you guys like took a swing and you kind of hit a, you know, it's a miss. It's a swing and a miss. Normally you hit home runs, like the Rush soft shells are a home run. These are a home run. And so, you know, there's no final criticism. Basically, there's no tether for a beacon. You can't really put them on while you're wearing skis or crampons. You might be able to delicately probably do it. So maybe if they're like, look, dude, there's no way to do the waist comfortably and do full side zips, then okay, I'll accept that. We don't really need pockets on these because, like, so say I need to access my beacon, they did it right here where I can just unzip this and my beacon's right here on my Rush pants. So that's great. So they don't really need pockets, but what they do need is a much better engineered, designed cuff. And if you guys launch that pant, I mean, I think you'd really have a home run. Hopefully you guys listen to me, and I'd really appreciate it if you guys gave me a job doing some design, or at least make me an ambassador where I get some money for all this design feedback. So if you're wondering if you should buy these pants and you made it to this point, I would say probably not. I'd say if you're going to ski in them, you're going to destroy them. If you're going to mountaineer in them and you're going to ice climb in them, you're going to destroy them. Maybe somebody can rebut what I'm saying and say, well, no, I have a better solution, or maybe I don't understand how to use them. But I've been climbing and skiing for a long time, and it just, this product just does, it seems kind of harebrained. Like, it just seems like they're like 80% there, but then they didn't actually submit it to their athletes to test and listen to that feedback. And if they listen to that feedback, they'd be like, whoa, okay, this is a great concept. People want this type of pant, but we just need to like modify some things. Like I said, the 100 denier fabric is great. The way they sew, the quality is great. The design is just a miss. So at the end of the video, I wanted to get into a little bit of a discussion on layering and why I love these, why I wanted these pants so much is that, so like right now I'm wearing my ski touring outfit. So that's gonna be the Rush soft shell pants, and it's gonna be the Rush, or it's gonna be the Serratus. I'm wearing the Serratus soft shell jacket. I freaking love the jacket. I wear this jacket ice climbing and skiing. I like how it's got this thin, really breathable material. Kind of solved the problem where for my soft shell, believe it or not, I would like to see a soft shell with pit zips. And this kind of like solves that, because for me, the soft shell is part of my layering system. And my mindset with layering is that I don't really want to have to take layers off. So I want a system that I can hike in, so high output right out the car. If I'm ice climbing or from skiing, I'm going to be doing high output generally. You know, most of the time you're immediately turning it on. And for me, that means that just a base layer and a soft shell is what I want to wear. And I love the soft shell because it breathes so much better when I'm doing these aerobic activities. But what I don't want to do is get to the top of the climb and take a soft shell off that's wet, put it in my pack, and then it's just gonna freeze. What I wanna do is be able to put my Gore-Tex over my soft shell. So that's where the new ski guide jacket, which I love. I mean, you know, just because I'm giving you guys a hard time for the beta doesn't mean you guys aren't doing some awesome things. So I put that over my soft shell. Now, if I don't really need the hard shell, what I sometimes will do is take my soft shell off, and then I have a layer. This is a Patagonia R2, no hood, right? We don't want hoods for skiing. I only want 2 hoods when I'm skiing. I don't want 5 hoods. It gets ridiculous. So this is, you know, I think this is similar to like the Arc'teryx covert cardigan or the I don't know, it's the Polar Tech power stretch thing. But basically, I can put this on under my soft shell, and then I have like a warmer thing. If I'm like working with a client and they're super slow on the skin track, I might wear this because I don't want a hard shell. I want to be able to breathe, but I want a little more warmth. And then likewise, I made a video on my 3/4 length puffy pants. So as part of my system, I might take my soft shell off and put this on, but if I'm ski touring or if I'm ice climbing, my tendency is to keep the soft shell on as part of the layering system because it does add warmth. And the Serratus does that really well because it doesn't have tons of pockets. It's got 2 pockets that basically vent, and that's how I roll. And then the other thing that I'll do is underneath the jacket is I'll use like I've got this is the what is it, the Cirrus Cerium. This is the Cerium SV. So this is great, right? Like, so if I get to the top and you know, I'm cold, like you throw this on. I also have the Sirius, I'm gonna review this vest. I'm also gonna review the Sirius or Cerium SV jacket. And also the regular Cerium without a hood. You know, I can put that on, and then I can put my my ski jacket over. And what I'm looking for is in an emergency, unless it's like super, super, super cold, which it gets up in Canada. By the way, you guys stole all our snow this year. It's not cool. So give our snow back. And I'm sorry about our president and our foreign policy. That's not. I didn't vote for that guy. Anyway, what I want is a system that in really cold that I can put on everything and then put my hard shell over the top so that, you know, that's my ultimate warmth. So I'll put the Cerium vest with SV vest over. So I'll put the Cerium jacket, the regular jacket on over this, and then I'll put the Cerium SV vest over that, and then I can put the ski jacket on over that, and I have room, because it's a large, to put stuff in my ski jacket. So it's just, an awesome system. And then so with these pants now, I can take my 3/4 length puffy pants, which I don't know why you guys don't make your own version of that, which I've got another product idea I'd like to discuss on another video, but put that and then put these. Hey guys, sorry my GoPro died because it overheated because I'm trying to shoot in 4K. But what I was about to say is I take my 3/4 length puffy pants, put them on over the Rush, and then I put the Beta over that, and it's a pretty warm system with my Gore-Tex and my puffies up top. So it's like a Gore-Tex shell with my puffies underneath, and I like that because it's resilient to liquid water. And what was maybe not clear in the previous section when I was talking about this fleece is that I'll put this on under my soft shell. But what I'm really looking for is a system that I only add to, and I don't take something off and put it in my pack. I just build upon. So it's like my holy grail of layering is a system that I can go out when it's sunny and warm and high output, like uphill, and then also add to so that I can deal with storms and severe cold. And like I said, what I'm looking for is a system that I only add to, that I don't take things off and put them away. I just add over the top of. And then and I like the soft shell as the base of this system, because generally if I'm going uphill, all I need is a base layer and the soft shell. And I can regulate that by using different base layers. So 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit and above, I'll use merino, like a midweight merino or a lightweight merino. And then around 15 degrees, 10 degrees and below Fahrenheit, that is, I'll use Polartec Power Grid, which is like a medium weight synthetic fleece as my base layer. So, I've done a lot of research on layering, and I've seen people from all over the world. Everybody runs different. Like I run medium warm. Some people run really hot. Some people run really cold. I watched the layering system for the Scottish guys, and they're saying that they actually remove their base layer because they sweat out on the approach, which I find really confusing, because I'm like, well, if I just used a really lightweight base layer and a soft shell, I would be surprised that I would completely sweat that out. And then if I added my synthetics over the top, I would dry out while I was climbing. But again, it's really humid there, and they might, cross the freezing line. So they might start out in the rain and then get to the snow. And likewise in Vancouver, that's going to be more common, where there's a lot more humidity. In Colorado, where I'm at, it's pretty dry. And so, we can do some things a little bit differently than other places, but again, that's what I'm looking for in a layering system. And my Gore-Tex, it has a place, but in this type of a uphill, high output layering system, its place is, on the downhill, or when I end up, on like a ridge or at the summit or anywhere where it's storming. It's not my go-to out of the car layer. And so yeah, anyway, we'll try to wrap this up before the GoPro dies again. But I think in order to design properly, you have to use a product, and you have to also understand that product is part of a system. I think when you have a company that gets too large, and what'll happen is that sometimes the design team is separate from the manufacturing team, is separate from the people who are actually making the final decisions. And so you see some sort of things that don't make sense. And I would say, like, for Arc'teryx, like, they do such a good job sewing. The people that are in the factory doing it are doing such a good job. And based on the ski guide jacket, I know they're listening, but I think this was just a product where they made a mistake. And they just didn't really test it enough. So, but if the more you understand the end user, and the more you understand how, the use case, how they're using it, what they expect from it, then you can see that design and that feedback loop in the design. So, I'd really like to be part of that process. So if you've watched this far, you're probably interested. And, like I said, guys, I just had a baby and I'm looking for a job. But yeah, have a great day, and thanks a lot, guys. Keep up the good work and most other things, and I'm going to try to get some time to do the the rest of the reviews on a bunch of other products that I got this year, the Practitioner, the Cerium jacket, the Cerium SV. So yeah, have a great day, guys, and thanks a lot.